Hi everyone, this is Peter from Oak, and on today's Have You Seen episode, we're going to go over our port forwarding feature. Just quickly, port forwarding isn't without its dangers. If you are going to be port forwarding, you must take care in order to lock down your devices to prevent unauthorized access to them. Port forwarding is disabled by default on all accounts. It requires you to manually enable them in order to get port forwarding to work. What I like to do is set up device profiles specifically for devices that I'm going to be using port forwarding on. In this case, it's going to be my security cameras at home, which are running on port 554. So to do that, all I'm going to do is go to Dashboard. Under the VPN setting, I'm going to go to Settings and Profiles. It's got my default device profile or my VPN account username, which is just Peter. I'm going to create one and I'm going to call it camera. I don't need to worry about any of these other settings. They can just stay as they are because they're not going to be getting used for this device. So now when I log in, I'm just going to use this device profile to log in. We've got another video running through what device profiles are and how they work, so you can check that out for more information on device profiles. But now that my device profile is set up, I want to enable the port forwarding on that device profile. To do that, I just go to port forwarding and I click on settings. Now, as you can see, there's 10 ports that Oak's given my account and they're all disabled. Now, there's two ways I can do this. With the first port, Oak has given me port 30839. And I can go to my camera software and I can modify it in order to work for port 30839. And to do that, I just leave everything as it is. My cameras are working on TCP, so I'll leave that alone. For the device profile, which is here, I'm going to go to the drop down menu and I'm going to select camera as the device profile, and then I'm going to click save. So assuming I've set up my cameras to work on port 30839, everything's done, and going to this address will allow me to access my cameras. So the address is peter-camera.oak.me with port 30839. Now, that works, and traditionally that's how you would set up port forwarding, but personally I find that to be a bit of a pain in the ass because now I have to go and set up my cameras to work for port 30839. A better way to do it is just to leave my cameras alone. I know they're already on port 554, and I just click on forward to, and I just type 554, and I click save. So now everything remains the same, except the ports are getting forwarded to 554. So I can still go to that address, and it will allow me to access my cameras. That's the easiest way to do it. If I want to use another example, let's create a profile. We'll just say, for an example, for a web server on port 80. So I'll create a profile and I'll name it web server. Save it. And the web server device profile is created. Now I'll go to port forwarding, and on my second port that I've been allocated, rather than setting up my web server for port 30838, I'll just enable it for the web server, and I know it's port 80, and that's it. I click save, and going to that address will take me to the website on that web server. The good thing about this address and this one means that regardless of what VPN exit node your cameras are connected to, or your web server is connected to, or your torrent client's connected to, it doesn't matter. It will always work because that's how we set it up and that's how we like it. Thanks.